Hi, welcome to my allotment update. It's early March. Lots has happened in the 2 weeks or so since I posted last. I've made some real progress, which I'm really pleased about. I've had help, which I'm always grateful for. So the first thing that I can tell you that's finished now is this pergola porch roof. That's all nice and watertight now. I'm really happy about that. It means that it keeps everything dry under there. The second thing that you might have spotted is I finally found what I hope is a rat-free compost making solution. So this is the Draper tumbler compost maker that I mentioned before. It says takes minutes to do, to sort of make whatever, because it kind of comes in lots of bits. But really it takes, it took me and a friend about an hour to put it together. There's millions of little screws and all sorts of little, really trinkly little bits to do. So it does require some dexterity and a little bit of strength as well. And I've just started filling it up with the compost I had in my compost bins from home. But obviously it was really wet, so I added lots of brown, some from my older compost heaps. And it's, to start with, it was really hard to tumble because what I put in there was so heavy and wet. But my son managed to tumble it a few times, and I've added more brown compost to the green. And when I tumble it now, it's much easier. So what I'm going to do, what they suggest is that you don't really tumble it much in the winter and start tumbling when it gets warm. So I'm going to just keep filling it up and just keep checking I can still move it. And then I'll seal it up, not add to it, and then hopefully I'll have some decent compost for top dressing all my beds in about a month or 5 weeks. And it's also undercover, even though I do want to move it a little bit. So I'll be shifting some stuff around, but my water butts are full, that's really heavy, so I'm just going to have to wait a little while to do that. Be patient. So there's plenty of signs of spring. I've got a few flowering plants that are making the early pollinators happy. And I'll show you them in a minute, but my purple sprouting, oh my gosh, look at that. That's looking gorgeous. That's nearly ready to crop now, I think. Garlics have come up. Perpetual spinach is just starting to get going. I think it's rats that are eating them or just chewing or whatever. But they don't seem to be doing that much damage, luckily. And I've top dressed it a little bit with some calcified seaweed. That's what's on top. So these are the garlics. I put some onions in as well, and I've just spotted one that sprouted, which is really good. So I popped lots of bulbs in, and they are starting to come up. These tiny little bulbs here, I don't know if you can see them. These. These snapdragons are almost perennial. I have loads on the allotment now, and these are doing really well here, and I absolutely love them, so they can stay. This Sweet William seems to be growing again. So this is the view from here. I picked all my beetroot, and I've started lots off, so hopefully I'll have lots of beetroots in in about 5-6 weeks. So I managed to move the dead hedge very slowly. And my son took me to the shop to, oops, oh my gosh, this camera's ridiculously bad. So my son took me to the shops, and we've got some split bamboo screen to put up there. And this bed's ready, almost ready for the Cape gooseberries. I made a mistake of slightly digging it over just to check for nettle roots, and I really shouldn't have dug it. There's no weeds in there. It's had a dead hedge on top of it, So that's another mistake I've made. The biggest mistake I've probably made is moving a stone that newts were hibernating under, and I managed to squash a newt, which has made me feel really horrible, because I'm trying to reduce the size of this mint that I have here. It's really hard to get out. It's probably best to keep mint in a pot. So there were some stones nearer the water, and I slightly moved one and looked underneath it, and there was loads of newts, and I thought I put it back properly, but I didn't, and I squashed one, which is awful. But there is newt activity in there. More bulbs coming up here. So what I've been trying to do is clear perennial weeds. And also grass. Grass just comes up everywhere because I sow a lot of grass seed, so I need to try and get rid of that as well. What I also did was I halved the size of this meadowsweet, and that was really tricky to get out, but hopefully I'll manage to keep it in check because it does get really, really massive. A really good plant for early pollinators is this witch hazel, which is flowering beautifully. I can smell a little bit, but like I said before, I'm hoping as it gets bigger and older, the scent will become more intense. So I popped the fuchsia back in there. There's actually signs of life in that fuchsia. There's a little anemone blanda. They come up all over the plot because it's one of the first bulbs I put in, and as I move things around, they sometimes get moved around as well. I did manage to move this standard lavender, but I'm not sure if it's going to survive the move. It's kind of all droopy now, and it wasn't before, so it might just be a nice stick. Good news is that all the peonies seem to have survived. I've got some tulips coming up here. There's plenty of signs of life in this peony here. And the one that my son gave me, that's in the middle of the plot. In the middle of the corner there. That's got loads of signs of life now, so I'm really, really chuffed about that. That's got loads now. I think you can see the little red just catching the light there. That's made me really happy. I've popped some early sweet peas in here. I think I'm going to just succession plant my sweet peas because it's definitely one of my favourite flowers to grow. But I will try and keep them away from the crops because they do really attract aphids. Longwort's doing well. That's really doing well. Sorry, I've just forgot what it's called for the moment. So this is a longwort. It seems like the flowers start off pink and then they go purple. So that's really good to grow for early pollinators. All the blackcurrant I put in have buds, which is brilliant, so I should have lots and lots of blackcurrants this year. So I've just been trying to clear a little bit, not much, but just clear the perennial weeds out of there and the grass clumps growing, because the grass will take over if I'm not careful. So this peony here has got some lovely sprouts in it. Sprout in there. This Jacob's ladder is going to be lovely here. There should be a little clump of it here. I put 3 in there from under the tree, from near the tree. That was just getting, they were just getting overwhelmed by the all the other things growing under there. So I've popped this in. This is what's this called? Royal QA. I think it's a quince. I'll have to check it. I think that's what I said last time, but I think I said a quince apple. I think it's a quince pear. I'm not sure. I'll have to check that. So this is where I put the meadow sweet. This is my tall bed by the hedge, and I've popped it a little bit away, a couple of feet away from the base of the hedge, so I can keep my hedge trimmed. What else can I show you? Oh yes. So in my polytunnel, things are doing really, really well. I'll probably pop these crops out probably in about a month or so, when I can be sure that we're not going to have any more frost and freezing. The watercress is doing really well. I just need to water this again. It's getting a bit dry now because it's really warmed up in here. And these salad crops are doing really well. So I think it's almost time to start cropping some of these. They always take a lot longer than I thought because, yeah, I must have started them off way too late. I'll have to check when I started them off. But I need to start them off earlier than I did. Let's see, what else can I show you? I've also been moving quite a lot of clumps of yarrow from around here, because they do get really big. So I've been moving them into the hedges as well. So this is what's happening around under the holly tree. Got lots of really lovely plants. Lots of people call them weeds, but I really like them, like the mullein and the feverfew. Got some aquilegia coming up there, some columbine here. Oh, no, not columbine. Oh, what is it? Oh, sorry, it's gone from my brain again. These daffodils are just starting to come out. Snowdrops are looking gorgeous. This is also looking really lovely. So the dead hedge, I moved lots of the sticks to here, so I made a little low dead hedge along here. And I've set that stump in there for chopping wood and for sitting on. So that's all looking a lot tidier there, more room to sit because it's a really nice place to sit. So yeah, it's periwinkle, isn't it? So the periwinkle is really good for early pollinators. Like I said before, I'm just going to leave that heap there. I've sown lots of cosmos along here. I found lots of seeds in the seed heads, so I'll sprinkle them around here. But I won't be growing up sweet peas here again. They didn't do very well here. So all my soft fruit looks like it's going to be doing well. Buds on it. And the black currant. Lots of buds on this black currant. This is the original black currant from my friend Susan. And this is a gorgeous blueberry. That's doing really well. The one in the pot is still really struggling, so I'll have to keep an eye on it. Oh, sorry, this camera is just... Oh, I really don't like it very much. It's not as good as my old one. So I'm going to be putting the split fence up there. Split bamboo fence. I'll just put it in front of those canes. I just needed to get rid of the canes, and having the canes really stuck into the ground there is really helping improve the drainage, because there's a drip line there for the roof. So the split fence won't penetrate the soil, but those bamboo canes are really giving all the water a channel to flow into. What else have I done? I think that's about all I want to show you. Had to confess about harming the newt. It's not good to move anything around ponds at this time of year, because newts might be hibernating. Well, lots of creatures hibernate, and it's probably not a good idea to be moving lots of stuff around. But besides the newt, horrible thing that happened to that newt, me squashing it, what I try to do is just kind of start moving things really slowly, so that anything that's hibernating or hiding in there has a chance to find a new place. But obviously it's not ideal, and I'm hoping that as I get things properly sorted on the allotment how I want them, I'll definitely be moving less things around in winter and early spring, because of the danger to hibernating creatures. I really don't like disturbing anything like that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you get out and about, talk to your neighbours, look in people's gardens, walk, and I hope that you enjoy this video, and that it does inspire you. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.